The article I found was called The Hero's Journey to Innovation, Gamification in Enterprise Systems. Innovation of a company does not always come as easy as it may seem. There are many companies who struggle to keep up to date with the ever-advancing world and can cause them to go out of business. This has been shown by companies such as Blockbusters being put out of business by companies such as Netflix, and Nokia being put out of business by companies like Apple. With the introduction of ERP systems into businesses, many companies have had to innovate to change alongside and fit the technology that is offered. One of these innovations that is still a new concept when it comes to implementation is gamification, which is the idea of making work feel and look as though it is a game to make it more fun and intriguing. With the ability of ERP systems, it seems as though there could be many ways in which gamification could be added into the everyday functions of the ERP system. The reason for the study was to find out what information has been documented on the ability to effectively implement gamification into the business environment. This was a literature review, which was used to try to gather as much information on the gamification topic as possible. The search was done on Google Scholar using keywords such as enterprise systems, gamification, gamified, and innovations, since the main goal was to see how gamification is being used to innovate businesses in their systems. The article selected from Google Scholar's 120 most relevant works, and from those 120, 19 were selected to be used as research material. The papers all dated between 2013 and 2019, showing that it is still a new concept when it comes to research and implementation. The experiment was comprised of reading the 120 papers that were selected and narrowing it down to the papers that had relevance towards the research question. Once narrowed down, they were able to get the information they could from the select options out there, and then each main idea of the papers was documented to demonstrate the stage in which the use or idea of gamification was at. It was found that there is not a lot of research into the innovation of gamification in enterprise systems, and instead, they decided to document the most common themes found within the different papers. Some of those common themes included that gamification could be a great way to increase productivity, and gamification is best done in a team setting. The team setting aspect was to reduce some of the conflict, since gamification was said to bring conflict, competition, and cooperation. Competition and cooperation can be great in the work setting, but conflict is mostly bad. Although the possibilities and benefits are there, it does offer complications, like how to effectively introduce gamification into the workplace and how to not have it negatively affect your performances. In conclusion, gamification is still vastly unexplored and has a lot of redesigning and reinventing of its process before it will be able to be the next big innovation into the enterprise world. There are some sorts of gamification out there now, such as efficiency numbers, but the idea of putting in place a real game setting has very little recognition. It seems that there could be some business opportunity when it comes to gamification if someone could figure out an effective way to implement it soon. But it does seem as though there is still much research to be completed to find out if gamification is the next big innovation of enterprise systems. I think the one thing that really stood out to me that was never really mentioned was when it comes to gamification is the ability of people and employees to create their own gamification of their work. I know at my workplace there are efficiency numbers given each day, and it feels as though it is a game and a competition to better yourself or reach the people ahead of you. Although there are not many systems set up as a game, people are good at creating their own fun to make things feel as though it is a game. I was very surprised at the lack of research and attempts at gamifications of enterprise systems. Gamification seems like it would be a fun and different approach that could draw and keep employees around while also keeping them interested and on task. I am excited to find out where future research takes the idea of gamification.